A historic day nationwide. It is the 11th year of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA. Congress still has not found a solution for the 800,000 immigrant children. There is a win for Nevada, though. State lawmakers unanimously passed the very first bill of its kind in the nation, helping dreamers afford in-state tuition.
Before this bill, $12,000 a year.
$11,340.
An out-of-state student pays about $5,500 per semester.
Many dreamers and Nevadans had to pay the out-of-state tuition to go to college. After a 2021 change in state law helped only Nevada high school grads, there was unanimous support from the legislature for the first ever education bill of its kind. Any DACA recipient can get Nevada tuition rates once they lived here for a year, just like any other U.S. student. Governor Lombardo signed the bill this week. Local Assemblyman Ruben De Silva spearheaded it. 2017 valedictorian of Sunrise Mountain High School, Sebastian Cardenas, lobbied for support. He could only afford $20,000 a year tuition with scholarships.
Every single member, whether they were Democrat or Republican, supported this bill. That is very open and very willing to work with our undocumented immigrants. It's going to change the lives of thousands of people in this.
Home truly means Nevada for all of us. They see the dignity and the value that DACA recipients and TPS holders bring.
I'm now 36 though, so I finally will have the opportunity here in Nevada. I've made my home since 2016 to go on to college.
Being in my EMT class, I was the only Hispanic. A lot of individuals like myself are going to be able to, not only obtain EMT certification at a, lower cost, but the doors are opening for us to be in that medical field.
And that's where I felt helpless so many times. Like, what can we do as educational practitioners to really create change?
What if a student says, wow, Nevada's welcoming. Maybe I can get a job here. Maybe I can go to school here.
I had a student that had asked that question from California.
It's a huge need for nurses, teachers, these professions.
The bill goes into effect in July. There is work being done to let more students know that they are eligible now. Another hurdle advocates want to change, student aid. DACA recipients are not eligible for FAFSA to afford college like many Americans.